Please rise. Hear ye, hear ye. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Maddie is now presiding.
You may be seated. Prosecution lawyers, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Aziel Editoro, and I am a lawyer for Rapunzel. And I know the sorceress has committed child abduction, kidnapping, forcible detention, confessed against Rapunzel, confined against Rapunzel's will in a tower, and child labor. So I think the sorceress is guilty. I will tell you why she is charged with six crimes. Forcing the king to hand over the newborn baby Rapunzel, which is child abduction and kidnapping. Making her live in a tower that she could not get out of, which is forcible detention. And how the sorceress is committing child labor is by saying, "Let down your hair, Rapunzel." And she will let down her hair and pull the sorceress up. I think that is all the charges. I know. She should be sent to jail because what she did to Rapunzel. She is very bad because of the things she did to her and Rapunzel's family. That is all, Your Honor.
Defense lawyers, you may read your opening statement.
The sorceress is innocent. She did not kidnap the baby. The father made a deal with the sorceress. She stated that because he stole her lettuce, he must give her his baby. This was a fair trade. If anything, the father should be accused of theft, vandalism, and breaking and entering. Rapunzel and the sorceress got along well. Rapunzel had food, shelter, water, and entertainment. The prince broke into the tower. When Rapunzel became pregnant, the sorceress was surprised like anyone else would be. She punished her. The daughter was old enough to be alone anyway. The prince fell from the tower voluntarily. The witch did nothing but tell the prince that Rapunzel was gone. He should be accused of burglary, breaking and entering, and damage to property. The sorceress committed no crimes and is completely innocent. She simply was surprised and was being slightly overprotective. Anyone who met the defendant loved her. She would never do any harm to anything. None of these charges are sincere nor believable. The sorceress is innocent.
The prosecution now calls their first witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls King Stan to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You may be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, I'm Rapunzel's father. That evil sorceress should be charged with child abduction, assault, forcible detention, and kidnapping. Yes, I did go to the sorcerer's garden to ask her for some Rapunzel, but she refused. But when my wife got even sicker, I had no choice. But I just had to take a little bit of Rapunzel. I don't know why she got all mad over just taking just a little bit of it. Besides, it wasn't like there was a no trespassing sign or anything there. I only took some anyway because I didn't want my wife to get sick and the two both die. So when I went to get some, she said she was going to take our baby when she was born. That is why she should be charged with child abduction. When she was 12, she was put up into a very tall tower for many years. She had poor living conditions and hardly any food and water. For that, she should be charged with forcible detention and kidnapping. She also threw her out of the tower and dropped her off in the woods. I hope you understand my reasoning why the sorceress is guilty.
Prosecution, you may begin questioning the witness.
Did you or did you not promise your child over to the sorceress?
Yes, I did agree, but I don't know if she would torture or abandon the child. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have agreed.
Did the sorceress make the deal with you gently or forcefully?
She did it forcibly. She was yelling in my face and threatening me. She said I had to give her the baby.
Did you know your daughter was in the tower up until now?
Well, I didn't know for a long time. Then the news spread when she got out, and that is when I heard about it.
Were you aware of Rapunzel's living conditions while she was on her own?
No, I wasn't aware of the living conditions for a while until later.
What drove you to take the Rapunzel lettuce in the first place?
I took the Rapunzel because I didn't want my wife and the baby to die, and I only took a little bit, and she really overreacted.
No further questions. Defense, you may question the prosecution's witness. Did you see Rapunzel get locked in the tower?
No, I didn't.
How are you sure that the sorceress was not a loving mother to Rapunzel?
Because I've heard stories, and Rapunzel told me that she was treated unfairly.
Why do you think the sorceress is guilty?
She is guilty because she locked Rapunzel up in towers and didn't have any entertainment, food, or water.
Did you ever see the prince and Rapunzel together?
No, I did not until later after they had already gotten married.
Did she ever talk to you about the prince before?
No.
No further questions. The prosecution witness may now be seated, and the prosecution may call their second witness to the stand.
The prosecution now sends Rapunzel Stevenson to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Rapunzel. I was forcibly taken from my parents as a newborn by the sorceress. The sorceress allowed me human contact and time outside until I was 12. She then locked me in a tower with little food and no human contact other than herself. After 11 years, Prince SpongeBob came along and was the first person I had seen other than the sorceress since I was 12. During my time with the sorceress, I often went to bed hungry. Many times I was tricked into thinking that the sorceress loved and cared for me and only kept me in the tower for my own protection. The sorceress often made me do all the housework with no time to rest. When she found out I was seeing the prince, she completely overreacted and forced me into a deserted area with no food, shelter, or water. The sorceress was unkind and cruel to me during the time I was with her. She should be put in jail for her wrongdoing.
Prosecution, you may question your witness.
Did you ever question the sorceress whether or not she was your mother?
Yes, I asked for the truth but never got it. She always said she was my mother.
Did the sorceress ever tell you about the deal that was made?
No, she did not ever explain what happened on that night.
Did you ever make any friends during your time with the sorceress?
I made a few friends, but at age 12, she locked me in the tower away from them and I never saw them again.
How did the sorceress care for you?
She allowed me water at all times, but I only got food once a week. The sorceress made me do the cooking and cleaning.
What were the living conditions the sorceress left you with while you were on your own in the wild?
She left me without food, water, and shelter. I was told I would die where she left me.
No further questions. Defense, you may question the prosecution's witness.
Did you get hurt while you were in the woods?
Yes.
Did the prince have permission to break into the sorcerer's tower?
He never asked the sorceress, but he asked if he could come in to see me.
Did your father have a right to break into the garden?
I believe so, since my mother was getting very sick and needed the Rapunzel.
Did your father steal Rapunzel from the garden?
He asked the sorceress if he could have some, and she forcibly refused.
When the prince tricked you, do you think he committed fraud?
No.
No further questions. The prosecution, you may be seated. The prosecution now calls their third witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls Edward Kenway to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
My name is Edward Kenway, and I'm a castle guard. Years ago, I remember patrolling the streets when I heard the king's voice. I stumbled over to a stone wall. I couldn't see them, but I heard the sorceress and the king having a conversation. I only heard some of the chat, but I remember hearing the part about him giving her the new baby. After the man left, I started to tell my commander, but I decided to keep my suspicions to myself. I would always keep my eye out for the king. After a couple of months, I was patrolling the streets again when I saw the evil sorceress enter the house of the king and his wife. When she returned outside with the baby wrapped up in a blanket in her arms, she ran out to the garden wall and flew right over it with the baby. I heard the king's wife scream as her new baby was gone. About 12 years later, one of my fellow guards reported to me a very pale, strange woman running out into the woods with an 11 or 12-year-old girl. As soon as he got done reporting, I knew exactly who the woman and child were. They were the evil sorceress and the young girl. That is all.
Prosecution, you may question your witness.
What did you hear the sorceress say to the king?
I heard her say that she was going to take the baby when she was born.
Why were you at the wall once the king and the sorceress were talking?
It's my job to report suspicious behavior, so when I heard strange whispering, I went to see what was going on.
What did you say to the king that came back with the Rapunzel lettuce?
I didn't talk to him, but I have kept my eye on him ever since.
Why were you always there when the sorceress did something suspicious?
The commander of my group put me in that section of the kingdom. Since that's my section, I've always been around there when something happens.
Did you know what happened to Rapunzel once the sorceress took her?
No, I did not. I did not see her after the witch took her from the house.
No further questions. You may be seated. Defense, the defense now calls their first witness to the stand. Defense, you may now begin questioning the witness.
Have you ever met the sorceress personally?
No, I have not.
Have you seen Rapunzel's tower? If so, when?
No, I have not. I'm not allowed to leave the castle. I'm in my duty.
Did you see Rapunzel's supposed kidnapping?
Yes, I did. I saw the witch enter the house.
Did Rapunzel's father tell you that he stole the Rapunzel lettuce from the garden?
No, he did not, but I heard the conversation, so I know he did.
How do you know the princess?
I don't know her. I have never met her, though.
The defense now calls their first witness to the stand. You may be seated. The prosecution now calls their fourth witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls SpongeBob SquarePants to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. You may now be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is SpongeBob SquarePants, and I'm the Prince of Persia. I'm a witness for the prosecution. My beloved wife Rapunzel was taken from her mother and father as a newborn baby. She was taken by the sorceress next door. The sorceress was kind to my wife until she was 12 years old. She was then taken to a confined tower. In the middle of nowhere. She was held against her will in the tower until she was older. This is how we met. One day I was riding through the woods on my horse. Then I heard the most amazing voice singing. The voice came from a tower. I circled the tower many, many times, yet I found no doors. I went home that night, but I got no sleep because I was wondering why a woman with such a beautiful voice would be locked in a tower like that one. I returned to the tower the next day, and I kept returning every day to hear the beautiful voice sing. Then one day, a sorceress showed up. She said the words, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Then a face appeared at the one window in the tower. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Then she dropped down her hair, which reached all the way to the ground. The witch grabbed a hold of her hair and climbed up. The next day I returned, and instead of hiding, I went straight to the tower and said, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Of course, it then came down, and I grabbed a hold and pulled myself up. When I got to the window, the beautiful young lady was shocked. She thought I was handsome. I asked her to marry me. I returned to the tower every day. When I returned one day, the wicked witch had banished my wife. She then pushed me off of the tower, and I became blind.
Prosecution may question your witness.
Why did the sorceress push you off the tower?
She was mad because me and Rapunzel were seeing each other.
Did the sorceress know you and Rapunzel were getting married?
No, she did not at the time.
Did you know where the sorceress sent Rapunzel?
No, and I was very worried.
When were you injured from the fall of the tower?
Yes, I became injured when my head hit the ground.
Are you still injured from the fall?
No, Rapunzel healed me when we met again in the woods.
Defense, you may now begin questioning the witness.
Was the Rapunzel lettuce for the baby trade agreed on?
No.
Do you know what time it was when you broke into the tower?
No, I do not.
Why did the mother crave the lettuce?
Because she had to have it or she would die.
If you have ever met the sorceress, how did she treat you?
She was very mean. She seemed like she did not like any human contact.
How do you know the princess?
She is my wife, and we met the day I climbed into the tower.
No further questions. You may proceed. The defense now calls their first witness to the stand.
The defense now calls Annabelle Parsimmons to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Annabelle Parsimmons. I believe that the sorceress is innocent despite the charges against her. I have known the sorceress since we were children, and she has always been a nice woman. My farm borders the tower where Rapunzel and she lived. I visited the sorceress at her home in the city regularly. I have sold her vegetables and have bought from her for nearly 20 years. Right before she adopted Rapunzel, we had tea as usual. She told me about how a thief had broken into her garden and stolen some of her Rapunzel lettuce. She was angry, of course. The sorceress is an avid gardener. She told me how the thief had traded his firstborn baby for the Rapunzel. I was appalled. When she got the child, she named her Rapunzel. She was the cutest toddler, too, bright and happy. And when Rapunzel got older, the sorceress took her away for her own safety. The sorceress loved Rapunzel. The tower was in view of my farm. I never saw anything unusual. There are many bad people where we live, so I understand why Amy wanted to keep the baby safe. Well, the child, then. When Rapunzel was older, I continued to sell lettuce to the sorceress. A while after, around the time when Rapunzel would have been 17 or 18, she came to my farm in tears. A prince had broken into Rapunzel's tower. Apparently, she had married him and was pregnant. In a fit of tears, the sorceress told me she had banished Rapunzel and thrown the prince out of the tower. She had not seen her since. I was incredibly sad. I did not see the sorceress again until now, when I received a court summons.
Defense, you may question your witness. How do you know the sorceress?
I have sold her vegetables for 20 years, and we have been friends since childhood.
Have you seen these things happen to Rapunzel?
No, I only have the sorceress's word to take, but I firmly believe it. She has always been a honest and kind lady.
How are you sure the sorceress did not kidnap Rapunzel?
She made a deal with Rapunzel's father, a bargain. Giving her the baby was his idea. He suggested the trade.
Did anything at the tower seem unusual?
Everything was usually calm and quiet, so no, I do not think so. Everything was as normal as possible.
Did you see Rapunzel after she went to the tower?
No, only through photographs. She seemed happy and healthy in everyone.
Prosecution, you may question the witness.
Have you ever seen the inside of Rapunzel's tower?
I have not.
What was Rapunzel treated like in the sorceress's care?
She was very well fed, and she had lots of water and access to entertainment.
What's your opinion of the deal that was made?
I think it was fair. I believe that it was an honest trade since he stole her Rapunzel lettuce that she cherishes.
Do you think the witch meant to push the prince from the tower?
I think she might have an anger.
What were you doing when you found out about this case?
I was sitting in my bed reading.
How long have you known Rapunzel?
I have not met Rapunzel. Well, I have when she was little. It's been a while.
No further questions. Witness, you may be seated. The defense now calls Amy Mitchell to the stand.
The defense now calls Amy Mitchell to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Please read your opening statement.
Hello, I'm Amy Mitchell, the sorceress being wrongfully accused of abusing that little Rapunzel over there. They say I abducted Rapunzel, but how could I have done that when her dad made a deal with me? He said I could have their child at birth, so he could give my Rapunzel, that is, to his wife. So I took good care of Rapunzel. When she got older, I was scared someone would take her, so I decided to put her in a tower. The tower had no doors, so no one could come in and kill her. I loved her like my own. I got very upset with her the day I found out she was going to have a baby, because she never told me. I was also angry because yet another person had broken into my property. The prince was blinded when he fell out of the tower. I tried to call for him, but he couldn't hear me. I was going to kill him. Later on, next thing I knew, I was coming to court for being motherly and protective.
Defense, you may question your witness. Where were you when her father came into your garden?
I was buying vegetables from Annabelle. All of a sudden, I heard Bugs yelling my name, and he showed me a picture.
Why did you lock Rapunzel up in a tower?
I didn't want anyone to hurt her or take her away.
Why did you not let Rapunzel get any human contact?
There are very bad people out there, and I loved Rapunzel like my own.
Did you know that a man came into Rapunzel's tower?
No, I was very angry. If she had told me, I would have been happy for her.
How did you figure out that he came up in the tower?
Rapunzel said she was going to have a baby, and after I let her go, the prince tried to come up again.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may question the defense witness.
What did you do outside of the tower? I went back home to check on my crops and everything in my house.
What would have happened to her father if the deal had not been made?
Well, I probably would have just called the guards and told them what had happened.
Have you ever asked Rapunzel about her opinion or her side of the story?
Yeah, she told me it was okay. I took very good care of her in the tower.
Why did you never let anyone into your garden?
Because I had worked on those crops for a very long time. I didn't want anyone to take them.
No further questions. You may be seated.
The defense now calls Bugs Bunny to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello. The reason I am here is because me and the sorceress are great friends. We made a deal. That's how we met, Doc. From the time to time, she will put walls around my home to protect me from the hunters. She also changes the time of year so hunters never come to me. I really appreciate what she does for me. She gives me food, protection, and help. I truly don't understand why such a nice lady should even be here. Also, there's an older lady that's on our team.
Defense, you may question your witness.
Did you see the father break into the garden and steal the crops?
Yes.
Did the father trade Rapunzel away in a fair way?
Yes, the father agreed to give his baby away to save his wife. So until the baby was born, he was allowed to have the herb.
Do you think that the prince is guilty or innocent?
I think he's downright guilty.
Did the sorceress push the prince off the tower?
No, she pushed him down the tower, and I chased him away. He ran till my legs hurt. My legs still hurt now.
Who do you think is innocent, sorceress or the prince?
The sorceress, because she did what a normal mother would do. She protected her child. You should respect that.
Prosecution, you may question their witness.
How do you connect with this case?
It's because me and the sorceress made a deal. I would watch her garden, she would give me food, shelter, those type of things.
How long have you known about Rapunzel?
I've known her ever since she told me the deal.
Did you see the sorceress take Rapunzel? If so, what were you doing?
No, I was sitting down eating a carrot.
Did you know why the sorceress took Rapunzel?
Yes, it's because they made a deal to save his wife.
No further questions.
You may be seated. The defense now calls Elizabeth Cole to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now be seated.
Please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cole. I am the sorceress's maid. I clean her home and run errands for her. I saw this whole thing go down. It was pretty bizarre. I was just dusting off the windows and I noticed Amy was in the garden. I decided to open up the window to see what was going on. I noticed there was an intruder in the garden. It was a short, weird-looking man. I decided to open up the window, and when I finally got the window open, I noticed that Amy was yelling with anger. The intruder was stealing enchanted Rapunzel lettuce from the garden. He started to explain why he was in the garden. His explanation was that his wife was going to have a baby, and she was craving the lettuce. She once again yelled at the intruder. The intruder offered his child as an apology, and Amy accepted. So as you see, Your Honor, the sorceress has done nothing wrong. All she did was accept his apology. Therefore, she should not be punished.
Defense, you may question your witness.
Did you ever see the sorceress mistreat Rapunzel?
No. She is a very kind and loving person. She would never hurt Rapunzel in any way.
How did the sorceress treat you when you met her?
She was very kind. She helped me get off my feet. When she hired me, I was in a hard time in my life. Amy helped me and gives me very good pay for being her maid.
If you had to describe the sorceress in 2 words, what would you say?
Magical and kind because, well, she's a sorceress and she's always helped me when I needed it. Amy has always been there for everyone.
Did you ever spot the prince breaking into the tower?
No, I don't usually go to the tower unless there's a big emergency like a bad storm, tornadoes, something like that.
Do you think the sorceress committed any crimes?
No, all she did was accept the man in her garden's apology. You cannot tell me that you've never accepted an apology.
No further questions. Prosecution, you may now question your witness.
How do you connect with this case?
I work for the sorceress and I saw this whole thing go down.
How long have you known the sorceress?
For about 20 to 25 years.
Did you see the sorceress take Rapunzel?
No, the man in her garden, which was an intruder, offered his firstborn child, which I think is pretty bizarre, as an apology just for stealing Rapunzel, but, you know.
What were you doing once the sorceress took Rapunzel?
I was dusting the windows in Amy's garden.
Did the sorceress give you a reason why she took Rapunzel?
Because the man in her garden offered his firstborn child as an apology for stealing her Rapunzel lettuce.
No further questions. Witness, you may be seated. Court is now adjourned for jury's deliberation.